Alright, so if you saw the title of this video and you clicked on it, that means you're here to see if the YEAT preset actually works. And it might be a little bit clickbait because I didn't actually buy it. It's my preset. But I've had a ton of comments on my video asking if the preset really works or not. And a lot of you want to see the Waves version versus the actual stock version. So that's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to show you guys the preset. We're going to break it down. And I'm just going to show you what it actually sounds like. So I'm going to show you a song that I actually made with it, which sounds like this. This not that. This not that. You can't hate these bags. And then we're also going to do like a little freestyle so you can hear what it actually sounds like live, just to show you guys that I'm using the actual preset. And before we actually jump into this video, if you guys could do me a favor and go down, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well and turn those bell notifications on so you're notified every single time I upload videos just like this one. And of course, if you want this actual preset, the link is always available in the description below. It's available at quintibaba.com. It is called the YEAT preset, and it's available in basically every single DAW. We got Pro Tools, FL Studio, Logic, and Ableton. Just make sure you select the right version when you go to that. But enough talking, let's actually go into FL Studio and show you the preset. Okay, so here we are in FL Studio, and this is this new project I just made. It's a song I'm working on. I'm definitely going to do a more in-depth video and break everything down for you. But so far, it's turning out really good, and I made it with the YEAT preset. One thing to mention is I do have my final step preset on the master here, which is definitely helping bring out some loudness. But first things first, I'm just going to show you guys what this song actually sounds like. This not that. This not that. You can't hate these bags. This not that. This not that. You can't hate these bags. Pull up in that cake. I just need this money on me. I just want these diamonds flawless. I'ma get this shit right now. I'm gonna get this shit regardless. They said that I should slow down. I can't stop, I'm going rounds. Then my money doubled up. Now I got like 12 accounts. Yeah, they right there, my twins. I got all these groups. They just want my kids. Fuck that, so my group. I went flooded out my diamonds, this magnificent. Yeah, you can't be my fucking twins. God, that shit. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, that is a project I'm working on. Hopefully I'm going to finish it and then make a video on it. If you guys want that video, make sure you go down and leave a comment and let me know. But yeah, so let's break down the preset. So this is the preset. The only thing I added here was this fruity chorus. The preset should just look like this, and then it also comes with a reverb bus and your delay. Basically what this preset is doing, if you don't know a lot about vocal production, is we got our first step, auto-tune, which is going to correct the actual key and make you sound like you know how to sing, which I don't. And then NS1 is just a noise suppression plugin. So all it's doing is every time that my voice is not actually rapping or singing, it's going to cut out any of the little hiss or like background noise in my room. And we got Fab Filter, which is an EQ. And basically what I do with this first EQ is just shape the vocal. And in YEAT vocals, a lot of the time, what happens is they like to leave a lot of the low end in there. I don't know, it's just like YEAT's signature sound. That's what I did. Then we got our first compressor, the R compressor. And what this compressor does is just takes that vocal that has a bunch of different transients. So there's a lot of peaks that are a lot louder. And then there's some like really low parts that aren't as loud. And you can see this in the actual wave format. So if we zoom in, and for example, this part right here, if you zoom in a lot here, this part right here is louder than this tiny little part right here. And what that does is it squishes that louder part, so it's an even volume. And this just makes the vocal like way more present in the headphones, in speakers, in everything. And then we have an SSL channel. This is an EQ, but it's modeled off an actual hardware solid state logic board, and it just has like a signature sound to it that I really like. Then we have another compressor. This is like my favorite compressor. It really helps add volume, and it does the same thing. It's really squishing the vocal and making it more present. It's not much more to it. Then we have Fresh Air. If you guys don't have this, you got to go get it. It's free. It really helps pull out great frequencies that you want to hear in your vocal. Then we have a de-esser. If you don't know what a de-esser is, it just takes any sibilance out of your vocal. So that's any time, basically any high end in your vocal. So when you're making like S sounds, it'll take some of that out and lower it so it's not like super harsh in your ears. Then I always finish my vocal with an EQ. And the cool thing about Fab Filter is you could right click any point and make dynamic, and it turns it into a compressor, but only for the select frequency. So like I said earlier, with YEAT leaving a lot of that low end in his vocal, low end is really hard to like keep track of in a vocal. And when you have a lot of low end in your vocal that's playing over a beat with an 808, you're going to get a lot of clashing. So what I like to do is I want to leave that low end in there, but I want to control it and squeeze it down a little bit more so you could hear it, but it's just not overpowering. And then like I said, I added this fruity chorus, which I don't think is actually on the preset, but I just added it because this is what I was going for the song. And this, I get a lot of comments of you guys asking, like, you'll be like, oh, preset in this video didn't look the same as it did in your other video. And that's because I'll start with my preset and I'll right click, file, save mixer track state as, and I'll duplicate it over for like my doubles track or my ad-lib track. And then for that ad-lib track or that double track, I'll add whatever sounds I need. For example, on like these double tracks, I add this fruity chorus and make it a lot more present. And then as you can see, the reverb bus and the delay bus are way higher. That's because I want that double track to have those effects. And you don't want to use a preset
the exact way every single time. Like when you get these presets, you guys should be using the EQ for your, like whatever mic you have. It's going to be different for everyone's setup, especially on different beats. You're going to have to edit it a little bit. And this is where you really have to learn everything. You have to learn compression, EQ, reverb, delay. Of course, you can take a preset and just click it on and use it as is, but it's much better if you actually go through and learn all this stuff. All right, so that was a lot of talking, but now what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you the stock version. So I'm just going to change each of the vocal presets to the stock version of the YEAT preset, and we'll see how it sounds. Okay, so here is the stock version. The only thing is I am using auto-tune, so if you don't have this, you could always just go into your plugins, and there's a stock auto-tune in FL Studio. I think it's called Pitcher. Yeah, it's right here, Pitcher, which is basically auto-tune, just a free version. And as you can see, these are all stock plugins. And the only difference is I did add the fruity chorus, and the reverb is bust out. I'm pretty sure when you actually get the preset, it comes with reverb and delay on it, but I just have them bust out. And here's what the stock version sounds like. Like I said, pretty much the exact same.
I just needed money on me. I just want these diamonds flawless. I'ma get this shit right now. I'm gonna get this shit regardless. They said that I should slow down. I can't stop, I'm going rounds. Then my money doubled up. Now I got like 2 accounts. Yeah.
So I mean, in my opinion, it's pretty hard to actually pick out the biggest difference. If I was to pick out the biggest differences, I think the Waves version is just a bit more present, but I mean, it's super similar. That's pretty much it for the video, but as promised, we are going to do a little freestyle at the end just to show you what it sounds like live. I did switch back to the Waves version just because obviously I'm going to use the Waves version because I have it, but I'm going to turn my mic down and do a little freestyle for you guys.